kong kaibigan pagharap ko sa mundo.
Pagsagot sa tanong, ilan, ano, alin, paano,
Matang katulong
sa ating pagsulong,
paglikha't pag-unawa ng hiwaga. Minsan ang math mahirap at seryoso, nakakatakot, nakakalito. Buti na lang may kasama pa tayo, sipag, tiyaga, isip at talino. Magtanong, mag-isip, huwag matakot magkamali. Magtanong, mag-isip, ang mahirap ay dadali. Magtanong, mag-isip, ang matyaga matututo. Magtanong, mag-isip, hey! Sabay-sabay tayo. Kaya mo, kaya ko, matutunan ng math. Kaya mo, kaya ko, mag-usap, magsikap, isip plus tiyaga equals madali.
Great day! I am Johanna Ovendejo and I am one of the speaker for this video that really help you to understand mathematics. So for today, our topic is all about domain of rational function. So stay here to learn more about this topic. At first, what is rational function? A rational function of the form of f of x is equal to p of x over q of x, where p of x and q of x are polynomial function and q of x is not the zero function. The domain of f of x is the set of all values of x where q of x is not equal to 0. The domain of rational function f of x is equal to n of x over d of x will not make d of x equal to 0. And also, to find the domain, set the denominator equal to 0 and solve for the x. So these are the basic concepts that you need to remember in order for us to find the domain of rational function. Let's start and have an examples for further explanations.
Good day, class. So our topic for today is all about the domain of rational function. But before we proceed, it is important to know what are the steps. So number one, set the denominator equals to 0. And then the number 2, solve to find the x values that cause the denominator to equals to 0. The last one, number 3, the domain is real numbers. So before we start, this is the one example in the whiteboard. Okay, so f of x is 3x is equals to 3x squared over 5x plus 15. Now, before that, let's go back to the step number 2. Sabi po doon, it is equals to 0. So, paano po magiging equals to 0 yung denominator? So, iisip po tayo ng numbers or value na equals to 0. For example, negative 15 plus, let's use the addition. Negative 15 plus negative 15, it is equals to 0. Ayan po. Ginamit po natin ang addition. And then, yung number po na inisip po natin is 15. Negative 15, it is equals to 0. Now, after that, copy the given for the denominator left side. It is a positive 5. And also the negative 5. Negative 5. Copy the sign, negative 5. Negative, and then the 15. Yung inisip po natin dito. And then, the domain is all real numbers. Sabi po doon sa step number 3. Sa paragraph po, like this. Ganyan. So, it is a ganyan po. Ayan. So, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. It is equals to negative 3. So, therefore, the answer is ayan. Tapos 3. And then, negative 3. Oh, let's put the negative 3. Kasi po negative 3 po yung nasa paragraph. Negative 3, tapos po yung isang. This is the answer.
Good day everyone, I'm Sharos R. Benedicto and I'm here to teach you how to get the domain of a function. Our given is f of x is equals to x minus 2 over x plus 2. In order to get the domain, we need the denominator equated it by 0. So it will be x plus 2 is equals to 0. After we did this, we can now solve for x. In order to do that, we have to transpose 2 on the other side. So it will be x equals negative 2. Some of you may think that this is already the domain, but no, it is not, because negative 2 plus 2 will be 0. And the rule is that the domain cannot be equal to 0. So instead of doing this, we will do this. Quantity, negative infinity, and negative 2 union to negative 2 and positive infinity. In this, we can choose any number we want except negative 2 to avoid getting 0.
To give you knowledge about domain rational function, let me show you some examples.
To give you more knowledge how to get domain of rational function, this is my example. F of x is equals 3x minus 8 over x squared minus 9x plus 20. So let's set this denominator to not equal to 0. So x squared minus 9x plus 20 is not equal to 0. So before we proceed, we need to find the number set if we multiply is 20 and if we add is positive 9. So we know that 4 times 5 is 20, but we need to change it into negative 4 negative 5 to become positive 9. So let's factor negative 4 and negative 5. X negative 4 close and opens parenthesis and x minus 5 is close and open parenthesis is not equal to 0. So we need to say x minus 4 is not equal to 0 and x minus 5 is not equal to 0. So let's add both sides into x. So x is not equal to 4 and x is not equal to 5. X is not equal to 4 and x not equal to 5. We need to represent this to interval notation. So let's plot this in the number underline. So in this section, the domain is negative infinity and positive 4 union, and in this middle section is positive 4 and 5 close and open parenthesis, and in this last section union positive 5 and positive infinity.
Hello everyone and welcome to another lesson. The example is f of x is equal to 6x plus 8 all over x squared equals to 4. So how can we find the domain of it? First, we will set the denominator equal to 0. So like this, dx is equals to x squared minus 4 and x squared minus 4 is equal to 0. We should set the denominator is equal to 0 because by setting it equal to 0, we will be able to have these outcomes: x minus 2 times x plus 2 is equal to 0, and these numbers x squared minus 4 is an example of sum of difference in two squares. And when we factor these out by the zero product property, we will be able to get these outcomes. X is equals to 2 and x is equals to negative 2. For the domain of it, we will be able to set the sentence statement. The domain sentence statement is how you read this in the mathematical form. the domain sentence statement can be read as all real numbers except x is equals to 2 and x is equals to -2. Or in mathematical statement, I mean, we can say that for all real number such that x is not equal to plus or minus 2. That would be the mathematical statement.
Bye. Thank you.
And that is all. Thank you.
So I hope you learned a lot.